Right? So we looked at Vasu, Rudra, Aditya. That is 31 total because it's 8 Vasus, Ashta Vasu, Dvadasha Aditya, Ekadasha Rudra. Right? Comes to 31. Then Indra Namaka Prana. Prana is the activity. The lord of activity, karma, is Pranadeva. And then Brahma. Brahma is where your Lagna is. So Brahma or Prajapati Brahma. So that is, so these make the 33 devatas, which are 33 foundational elements. It's like the pawns of the Jataka game, right? And if you say how many pawns are there in the chess game, you can say king and queen and all of that. The same way, the pawns here are 33 devatas, and their interactions and where they sit, their positions, everything determine what happens, right? And so we had finished the Ashtavasus. Ashtavasus are the Tattva Abhimani Devatas, right? So they are the Devatas of this world. They are the Devatas that provide resource. They are the Devatas that provide, because they rule the sentient part of the pawns. See, Vasus rule the Grahas. Grahas are the only sentient ones. So that means, you feeling happy, you feeling sad, that doesn't happen in a Rashi, because Rashi is just Jada. Right? What are the 3 fundamental things? Jiva, Jada, Ishvara. 3. Jiva, Jada, Ishvara. So leave Ishvara aside. There is Jiva and Jada. So Jivas are all the Grahas. So that means Jiva has the ability to act. Right? I said give and take, and also feel. There is a feel also, right? There is a Kriya Shakti, which is give and take, and there is an Ichcha Shakti to desire, right? And Jnana Shakti to know. So all these 3 Shaktis of a Chetana. See, Chetana has how many Shaktis? 3 Shaktis. Even us, we are a Chetana, right? We have awareness. So then awareness means what? We can act. We can act, we can know, and we can feel or desire. These are the 3 fundamental. There's no fourth. Everything is based on the foundation of these 3 Shakti: Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. So that means any Chetana or the Vasus are also bringing that power within us. And so in the Jataka, where the Grahas are sitting and all of that determine what is your Ichcha, what is your Kriya, right? And what is your awareness, Jnana Shakti. Or it could be Ajnana. Jnana Shakti means Jnana and Ajnana, both. So all the 3 are determined not by the Rashi. It is determined by the Graha. The Graha will tell you, what is being given, what is being taken, what do you desire, what do you feel happy about. All of those things are the Grahas Karakatva. So we saw Grahas are coming from the Vasus. Vasus rule the resources, Panchabhutas. So we saw the Dhara Vasu rules Prithvi Tattva, which come, and the Graha which rules Prithvi Tattva is Buddha. Jala Tattva Pratyusha, Jala Tattva which Graha? Shukra. Right? And also Chandra also comes there. And then the Agni Tattva is Kuja. Right? And Surya also comes there. And Vayu Tattva, Shani. Shani rules Vayu Tattva. And Akasha Tattva is ruled by Guru. And then there's Soma, Surya, again there's Jala and Agni Tattva. And then Dhruva rules the 27 nakshatras. Right? So now we have 7 grahas, 27 nakshatras. So that is Vasus. And we also established that Vasus being the having 3 the Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti, they are the ones that bring us, when we feel, it's not the Rashi giving us the feeling, it's the Graha giving us the feeling. When we do something, the Purushakara that I told you, the Purushakara comes from Graha. And then the Ichcha Shakti also comes from Graha. When we desire something, all of these comes from Graha. Right? So that is clear. And then we'll look at the nakshatra, the significance and all of that later on. But then we come to the 12 Adityas. What are the 12 Adityas rule? 12 Rashis. And then Rashi, itself means heap of resources. So Rashi is a resource, it's like a Rashi is a house where it has a certain kind of resource available to the graha that sits in there. Right? For example, let's say this is a Rashi. Can a warrior come and sit here and then feel energized? No. Where is the warrior energized? If he is in the shooting range or in the battlefield. Right? So that means this is not a good Rashi for a graha. Yeah.
You talked about the graha tattva and Rashis, but what about nakshatras? Do they have some?
Yeah, they have nakshatra lordships. We'll come to that later. So that way you have foundation, and then we can jump there. So right, and so Rashi is, each Rashi has its own kind of resources, which means that like a graha also has a certain tendency. Like sun is leadership, right? He's fire. If you put him in a Jalatattva Rashi, he is not going to feel energized there, right? So that means Rashi and graha also go together. So, and Rashi also has a certain personality resource, right? So we'll come to that later. But what I want to do is, now we have done the Vasus, we have done the Adityas. Let's look at the Rudras. Right? How many Rudras are there? Ekadasha Rudra, right? 11 Rudras. So there are 10 Rudras and 1 Maheshwara, Shiva. Shiva is the Lord of the Rudra Gana. And there are 10 Bhava, Bhima, not Bhimasena, but Bhima, Ugra, Urja, all of those, the names of all of the Rudras. So there are 11 Rudra Ganas, and they rule. What are they missing? Rahu Ketu, right? Which is just one Asura, Swarabhanu. Right? Remember Mohini. So Swarabhanu, one Asura, was cut off, right? Head became Rahu. The body is Ketu. So now you have 9 grahas. So the Rudragana ruling Rahu Ketu means Rahu Ketu have a certain functionality of what? Harana. They take away. Apart from other things, they are the destroyers of in the horoscope. They are Ajnana. Right? I forget in the Harikatamrita Sara, if you know that for Shiva, Hattu Kalpadi Lavana Jaladi or Uttama Shlokana Olisi Kritakrityanagi Bittarisida Kushastra. So one of the things that Shiva does is moha. Because see, in the world, if everybody has jnana, then the world will not run. So there has to be moha. There has to be something that has a good appearance. And then those who have the hata of the Asuri Sampad, they are attracted more towards that Kushastra. And Shiva has the job of sending these Asuras to where they belong. Right? So that is a very nice in Harikatamrita Sara, where Shiva is praised for spreading the Kushastra, where he's doing all these things so that the Asuric Sampat mindset, they are not in the right path. See, always right path needs effort, no spoon feeding, right? So right path is always difficult. It has a lot of proactive effort that we need to do, and so Asuras need simple TikTok. So then Kushastras, they go towards the Kushastras. So that is a beautiful way of. So Rahu and Ketu are exactly that. Especially the worst is Rahu. Rahu is the worst. If you see among all the grahas, which is the worst graha? Rahu is the worst graha. He rules Ajnana, he rules Bandha, he rules all of suffering, everything is with Rahu. And the Rudra Ganas rule that Rahu. Right? So we have how many? 31 elements. So we had 8 Vasus ruling 7 grahas plus 27 nakshatras, 12 Adityas ruling 12 Rashis, and then Rahu Ketu ruled by Rudragana. Now what is left?
So can you repeat one? What is that? The 8, 7 or
7 grahas,
right?
and then that is Vasu, 7 grahas plus 27 nakshatras. Right?
Okay.
Dhruva is a nakshatra adipati. So then Aditya's 12 Rashi, 12 Rashis, right? There's 12 Rashis. And then Rudragana rules Rahu Ketu.
Okay.
So that is, we have 31 elements. Now what is left? We have Pranadeva. So we have come here for what? What is the birth for? We are born here for what? The karma. So who is the karma abhimani devata? Karma adipati. Who makes you active? Prana, right? Highest is Mukhya Prana. So Prana Deva is making us active. Without Prana there is no activity. Right? The Ana means active. Like English word animate comes from an dhatu. An means to activate, right? To be active. So that is prana, apana, all of those things. They are all from an dhatu. An means to activate, animate. That is what an. So prana is the word lord of activity. That is karma, our karma, which we have come here for, to do and to experience and the karma that we have done before. That is 32. And then 33, the last one is Prajapati. Prajapati rules Lagna. Now what is Lagna? So Prana is the 10th house, so we are not come to that one. So when we come to that one, then Bhava, then I'll explain to you what is the 10th house and all that. But for right now, Prana rules our karma. Prana rules our karma. And then Prajapati, Brahma is the Lagna. Now Lagna is where everything starts. Right? Your Lagna, what is Lagna? Lagna is on the eastern horizon. Whatever I said for us, the reference plane is what? Sun? What is our reference? See, when everything is moving, you have to keep one as reference. So geocentric, heliocentric, everything is correct. And it's not, everything is, it's just a referential plane. Nakshatra is a reference. Why? Because nakshatras are so far away, the change in the nakshatra is many, I don't know, many lifetimes. They are so many light years away. So they don't change. They're pretty much the same. So that is the reason why that has been chosen as the reference plane. With reference to that, all the other changes and movements are measured. Right? So now, what was I saying? For the Lagna. So Lagna is when you are at the time of birth, or it is at the time of Muhurta, at the time of Prashna, whatever it may be, you have to, where is your starting point? Your starting point is your Brahma point, and which is your eastern horizon. So what is the background of stars that is rising up at the point of, at that time, locally? So when we are discussing here, even though you are from India, you are born in India, it doesn't matter. What is local is what matters. Now, Panchanga, there's a lot of confusion with Panchanga. That, all the festivals are celebrated according to Indian calendar. You are not in India, so you are here. So Panchanga is always local. Where you are, that is the Panchanga that you have to follow. Is not India or not any other country. It doesn't matter where you come from. Where you are is what matters. Right? So where you are in that place, location, for that time, what is the eastern horizon? What is the background Rashi, background Nakshatra, background star? What is rising? That is your Lagna. Okay, and that is where, see, where there are 100 Somarha Devatas in our Vedic deities. Soma, like when you do Homa and when you are doing offerings, the offerings are done to 100 deities. 49 Maruts, Mukhya Prana, all of these deities, right? So all of them, there are 100 of them. 2 deities, Ashwini Kumaras are one. 2 deities are called Dhyava Prithvi. There are 2 deities. They are the sky, the father sky, and the mother earth. But they are the devatas called Dhyava Prithvi. Where they meet, the eastern horizon, when it is rising, when it's coming up, that is where you are born. Right? That is the point of birth. That orients everything.
Correct.
Whatever is going on is different. It's fine. But the point of birth is the starting point that orients everything. Who is what to you? What happens to you? All of what you are going to do. What is your daiva? Everything is dependent not on just grahas. It is dependent on the position with respect to the starting point.
Correct.
When you are born. So that Lagna point is the most important point in your horoscope. Lagna point is nothing but your Dhyava Prithvi, where they join in the eastern horizon. What Rashi is rising, that Rashi becomes your Lagna Rashi. Okay? So that is very important. So there is a tripod of things, very important things that represent you. One is Lagna, the second one is Moon, and the third one is Sun. Sun, Moon, Lagna. These are the tripod of life, tripod of our life. What is our starting points. So this is very important to understand, right?
When you say moon and sun, is the position of the moon and sun at the time of your birth?
Correct. The position of the moon. So position, and we'll come to. I'll go next to that. What is it? Why is it? So we'll go to that, right? So for now, we have covered the 33 pawns or 33 elements, foundational elements of Jyothishya. Everything else is derived from this. Like, this is leverage of all this is all the other concepts is this 33 devatas. Right? And this is Vedic, it's related to Vedic. So it's not something new that somebody has created. It's all related to Vedanga Upanishad, where it talks about 33 devatas and all of that. So it's all related to that. So any questions so far in that?
No, what Upanishad is that?
Brihadaranyaka. Like the name itself says, Brihat, it is too big. It's a very big Upanishad. Chandogya is also very big. Aham Brahmasmi, right? That is in Brihadaranyaka.
The moon is what is depicts the Rashi, right?
No. Moon is in some every graha. It's a zodiac belt.
Correct.
Right? All the grahas. It's not like everybody is somewhere else. They are all within a belt of the zodiac belt. All the nakshatras are in the zodiac belt, and the grahas are all contained within that. You don't see Shani, like if you see the night sky, Shani is here, Guru is not there. They are all tightly in a certain band, right? That's the zodiac band. All the nakshatras in that band, they are the nakshatras. So we are not concerned about all the nakshatras that side or this side.
Mhm.
We are only concerned about this band in which the planets fall.
Okay.
It's a small band of, and within that you have all the nakshatras. Like for example, 27. I said moon goes around the earth, in 27 days, right? And it's actually 27 days, 7 hours plus. So that 7 hours, because of that 7 hours is extra, they assign it to Abhijit Nakshatra, which is one pada, Abhijit Nakshatra. But Abhijit is not in the zodiac, right? Abhijit is away from the zodiac. So you don't count the Abhijit Nakshatra when you are doing all this. So, and in the way they say it is like, in your Japamala, there is that extra bead, right? That is Abhijit. So you have 27 beads, and 28th is that start bead, which you don't count. That is your Abhijit. So 28 nakshatras are there, but 27 is what is used. Right? There are certain things where you use the 28th. But yeah. So now one question for you. We have seen the Rashis, and the Rashis are divided into 12. But where is the line? Do you see the line for each Rashi? So I put that square, right? And then I put one line, and then I divided the Rashis. Where is the division line? Do you see that line in the sky? Where is the line? No, the line which, like the Rashi, remember the Rashi?
Imaginary.
See, I put this, right? I put this. I mean, this is the south way of doing it, but where the Rashi is Thira,
Yeah.
and this is like the Mesha, right? This is Mesha, Shubhamatana, like that. Where is this line, is my question. You don't see the line.
Their degrees.
No, but where is the line? You have to have a starting point, right? Everything. See, this. That's why in Panchanga there is something called as Drik Panchanga. Do you know Drik? What does Drik means?
That is
Math.
Drik means correction by observation. So certain theoretical concepts over years, what happens? It moves. It's what was true during Varahamira time is not true now. Things have moved. So you have to make corrections by observations. So that's why it's called Drik. So the most accurate is always Drik Panchanga because you actually observe. Astronomical observation based Panchanga is Drik Panchanga. Right? So now if you observe in the sky, I want to see where the line is. Is it my eyesight or is what is the problem? So in the sky there is only what? Nakshatras. We have all these different Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, all of these are there. That's it. So real concept is nakshatras. The 27 nakshatras are there. That is the real. What we observe is nakshatras. We don't observe the Rashi. Do we observe the Rashis? We do not observe the Rashis. So then how the Rashis are formed then? So, and they say that this is the Chitra Nakshatra. Today's Chitra Nakshatra.
Yeah.
Right? This is Chitra Nakshatra. So Chitra Nakshatra, see every constellation has a major star which is very visible. In the Chitra Nakshatra major star, it's called Spika something. That major star is aligned to this line here. That is the 0th point, but it is not in Mesha. So otherwise the constellations are not aligned to the starting point. The one that is aligned to the major star that is aligned to the degree, the start 0th degree of this Rashi, that is Chitra Nakshatra. So Chitra Nakshatra, the major star is, and then from there they count 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. So there is no line. There is a star that is a reference point. And that star, it's a Chitra Nakshatra, the star. And Chitra Nakshatra actually between these two Rashis. First two padas fall under Kanya, second two padas, it's under Tula. But the major star of Chitra Nakshatra is the 0th point. From there, when you start 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, you get the whole line. So that line is imagined. That line is not there.
So is it changing every day or
No,
it is?
it is so far away, it doesn't change.
No, I mean for the Rashis, right? With respect to the Rashi, is the Rashi changing so that?
No, the whole reason we make Rashi the references, it doesn't change.
Okay.
Everything else, Graha is moving, Chandra is moving, everybody is moving. But the only thing that is actually still is the nakshatras, not even Rashi. See, Rashi is a derived concept. Nakshatra is observed concept. So from observed to derived concept, it is from the Chitra. So this Chitra, that is where 30. But why 30 degrees? Do you know why each Rashi is 30 degrees?
Because
You
you only
want
consider
360.
120 degrees of the constellations.
360,
And
I think it's
you said there is
360.
only one particular
Zodiac band.
Zodiac band we consider.
Right?
That is 120, and so we divide it into 30.
No.
The 360.
Divided by
360.
12.
See, the division is actually this way. The band is this way. The Rashis that you see, it is going from east to west. And then, of course, on the other side. So we see 6 here, 6 below. Right? So there is no, the band I was talking about, the zodiac band, is the width of this. I was talking about the width. But this is not the width. This is like going from east to west. So that is...
It's 12 by 30, 360 divided by 12.
360 degrees.
360 degrees, but why that concept, the 30 degrees has come? The 30 degrees has come because measured from sun, moves 1 degree in a Rashi per day. So sun takes 30 degrees. So from here to here, sun takes 30 days. Now you see how and reason why the sun solar cycle and the lunar cycle are matched. See, lunar cycle I said 27 days, 7 plus hours, right? 7.5 hours. But then I said measured, because when you are moving with respect to the nakshatras, coming back to this, because moon starts here, let's say Ashwini 0 degrees, comes back all the way to Ashwini 0 degrees. Because Earth is moving with respect to the stars, it will take 2 extra days to come back to the same point, right? There's an additional, because the Earth itself is moving. So then it is 29.5 days for the moon to come from Ashwini to Ashwini. Right? It's not 27. It's not 27 days. 27.5 days is just to go around the Earth. But if you measure with reference to the stars, it is actually 29.5 days. It takes 2.5 more days because Earth would have moved also, right? So now you see the lunar cycle is about 29.5 days. The solar cycle is about 30 days. So they approximate 30 days and they align solar and lunar cycles. It's too much fantastic there. See, that is the reason every month is 30 days. Month is moon based, right? Masa is moon based. But if you look at what calendar do we use here, in the world now? No. What calendar we use? Gregorian calendar. Right? So before Gregorian calendar, there was something else. What was that? Julian calendar. Julian calendar. Julius Caesar. So what did he do? He said he added July and said, because in the July I am the king, I should get more days. So July became 31 days. Right? Then Augustus Caesar came. In August he said, I am also king. They added 31 days. And where they got it from? February. Now you have 28 days. So now this 28 and 30 and 31, and that is the difference between Indian systems and other systems. In the Indian system, it is the math and the system that determines the concept. No king will come and say, put my name here. Have you seen any, Krishna Deva Raya Upanishad, Krishna Deva Raya Purana? Shivaji Purana, have you seen? You will not have anybody dictate what these things should be. This is completely derived from observation and math. But when you go to West, you see people imposing, and that's why if you come back to the concept of Apaurishaya, do you know what an Apaurishaya? Veda is Apaurishaya. Right?
It's not related to any person.
That means it is not nobody can put, it's not humanly created. It is created in a system. Right? Like for example, I said we have Adhika Masa this year. Who determines? Is it the Shankaracharya or the Udupi Pita or Uttaradi Mata that did? No, nobody will determine. It is math that determines. You follow that. That's it. Right? Are you clear about that? So we are system based, math based. Nobody can impose. But if you look at the Gregorian calendar or Julian calendar and all of that before that, they said, I am the king, you need to put 31 days in my month. And they added the month, July and August in the middle, right? See, September is what? Sapta, right? Is 7th month. But it's no longer 7th month, right? September is the 9th month because they added those 2 extra months. October is Ashta, is 8th month. November is Nava, 9th month. December is Dasha, 10th month. So basically the month, December is the 10th month. And just like our Ugadi and all that, the actual celebration. Now what is the April Fool's Day? Do you know what? We all celebrated April Fool's Day, right? We made prank. It means those who follow the lunar calendar and where the year starts from April or end of April, around April, they are fools. That is April Fools. So we are celebrating our own foolishness. And that's what and this is, I'm not making it up, you can go see it, that's what it is. It started like that, you know. The old system is foolish, you know, the Gregorian is the correct one. And so that's so nobody imposes all those stuff. Nobody, it's all calculation. If in that year the sun within the two Amavasyas do not cross from one Rashi to another Rashi, it is an extra month. It's Adhika Masa, that happens. So no Shankaracharya will determine it, or no Udupi Mata will determine it, no Mata will determine it. It's determined by math. Okay? There might be a math differences too. Right? Do I do Ekasi fasting today, or there's all this fight for all these things, right? That is there, right? But there are certain rules and all of that. But Ekadashi is there, is given, right? Drik Panchanga, observation based Ekadashi is there. But when do you fast? Is it 2 Ekadashis? All those things that, hair splitting, that happens because not for the math part of it, but again, what it means. When do I need to, at the end of the tithi or the beginning of the tithi, that is all there. That is all concepts are there. But that fight is there. But when it comes to this Drik Panchanga, observation based is what is followed, right? So now you know this. The line is not really there. What is there is the stars or the nakshatras. And nakshatra, so Chitra nakshatra is the major star of the Chitra nakshatra, is at the 0th point, and then 30 days, and then the lunar cycle 29.5, and the solar cycle or the solar sun is 1 degree every day, so about 30 days. So then you approximate the 29 to 30, and then you align the solar cycle and the lunar cycle. That's the math behind all of this thing, right? So understood? Everything understood till now? So we'll see what this each one Rashi means and all of that. So until now is what we have. This what we have discussed is astronomy. We have not come to Hora. Hora means what? What does it mean? Right? The semantic of this. What I've told you is what is there. How do you measure this? I have not told you what it means to you.
Correct.
So now we go to what it means. Right? So the meaning of these things, how it is determined. So we'll start with grahas. So the meaning of the graha is called its karakatva. Karakatva. The meaning of the Rashi is called its bhava. So very, very important concept. Karakatva and bhava. Have you got your horoscopes?
Yeah.
So you can go do some little, oops. So, now the karakatva of the grahas, let's look at the karakatva. How many grahas are there? 9 grahas, right? So, Parashara has written a book called Brihat Parashara Hora. It's the classic. So, in that he gives the meaning of the grahas, what it means. And the whole concept is derived from Purusha Sukta. So Purusha Sukta, if you look at Purusha Sukta, what Purusha Sukta, see Purusha Sukta has how many riks? Do you know how many riks are there in Purusha Sukta? In the Rig Veda? 16 riks. Right? And that is the reason why in the Shodasha Upachara Puja, they use one every rik for every Upachara. Shodasha Upachara, 16. And it's 16 is 5, 5, 6, so there are 3 parts. In the final part of it, it says, right, Chandrama manaso jataha, chakshus suryo ajayata, mukhad indraschagnischa, pranad vayurajayata, right? Nabhya asid antariksham, shishno dhyau samavartata, padbhyam bhumis dishashrotrat, right? So now they have given that in there it is you have the Virat Purusha. So from Paramatma, the concept is the Devatas that came from Paramatma's Avayava or Anga, they take on the rulership of that Anga for us. If sun comes from the eyes of Paramatma, sun rules our eyes. Right? The connection. Sun is created from Paramatma's eyes. Right? Chakshus Suryo Ajayata. So the Rig Veda says sun came from Paramatma's eye. So now his Karakatva is what? He rules the eyes
Sight.
for us. The sight, eyes, sight for us. Then Chandra rules the Manas. Chandra comes from that Purusha's Manas. So therefore he rules our Manas. Right? The same way Agni comes from the mouth. Agni rules the mouth. Indra is also the mouth, but also Indra is Hasta. He is it's Indriya Abhimani Devata is Indra. So Indra rules all the senses. He is the king of all the senses. All the devatas rule the senses. So Indra and the sense of expression, that is ruled by Indra. So like that you can see that whatever the devata comes from that Purusha's part, he rules that in us. Right? So that is how you create a Purusha. So Purusha creates something, and from that it shows what it means to us. Right? Purusha Sukta has established that. So in the Brihat Parashara, they take Kala Purusha. So this is creating a Purusha. It's a concept.
Yeah.
For example, if you take Vastu. So Vastu Purusha, the Vastu Purusha is in a certain direction. His head in the northeast. So then, putting a Purusha there, his feet is in the southwest. Now you know the head is the most important part. So in the Vastu. So the northeast corner of the house is the best part of the house. Right? Like that. His Nabhi is in the Brahmasthana. Like that. So without that, there is no meaning to a space. When you add a Purusha in the space, you get meaning to it. Right? So when you add Vastu Purusha, you get meaning to the space. His right hand, where his right hand is, where that is the fire. Right? Where that is, because he does Bhojana with his right hand. So southeast corner, Agni is there. Right? Like that. Left hand, that is the Jala is there. Like that. So you have to, when you add a Purusha, you give a meaning. So that's the whole concept. And you take there is so many in Madhu Vidya, all these different Vidyas are there if you go to Upanishad. It's full of these Upasanas. But in all the Upasanas, it will take like this. This is his right hand. I'll give you one very example, and you might have heard this in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Anandamaya. So, right? Tasya Priyameva Shiraha Modo Dakshina Pakshaha Pramoda Uttara Pakshaha Ananda Atma Brahma Pucham Pradishta. So now it's saying the Anandamaya Purusha who is within us, his head is Priya. What is Priya? See, pleasure is in many kinds. Ice cream, when you eat an ice cream, it's a different thing. Right? When you are satisfied, it's all called what? Very deep satisfaction is called what? No, there's another one. Toshana, Santosha. Santosha and Priya is not same. We put all of them in the good feeling category. But Santosha means that which arises out of a sense of satisfaction. Tushti is Santosha. Priya is where the sensory is involved. That becomes Priya. Right? So his head is Priya, Moda, Pramoda, Ananda. Ananda is internal. Right? Ananda is a sense of internal. It's not an excited pleasure of a sensory organ. It is kind of very beyond the sensory organ, right? So Ananda is not the same as Sukha. So there is so many different varieties of what we feel that they have mapped it into a Purusha. And they called it the Anandamaya Purusha. So the Paramatma in the form of Anandamaya Purusha sits within us, and his head is Priya, Moda is his right hand, Pramoda is his left hand, Ananda is his chest, and then Brahma is his feet or his legs. So that is that is there. So now how did they do it? That is creating a Purusha out of these concepts. that it gives the meaning to all of these things. Right? When you create a Purusha out of this, it gives a meaning. So if you look at all the Upanishads, there's a lot of places where they say, oh, this is conceive, visualization, right? There's a lot of visualization involved. Conceive this as a Purusha, and then his right hand is this one, his left hand is this one, his eyes are the stars, things like that. So that is how they create the Purusha. That's where this Vastu Purusha comes. Kala Purusha. For us, Kala Purusha is important. So now time itself is a Purusha. Now from the concept of Kala Purusha, they assign the meaning to this one, what the grahas are and what the rashis are. So we'll start with the graha, right? So now, see sun, right? Let's say sun, moon. I'll use the Mars, then Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. Then we'll consider, okay. So these are the Saptagrahas, 7 grahas. Right? Now, Parashara says, I have to write the Kala Purusha. So, Kala Purusha, there's a Kala Purusha, time is itself like a person. Parashara says, sun is his Atma. Sun is his Atma. That means, now what is the sun? Sun represents our sense of self. In the deeper sense, ego. Right? It represents authority. There is only 7 grahas and there is so many innumerable combinations, right? So there's different kind of representation. But the main one, the main archetype of the sun is authority, sun is self, sun is ego. Right? Sun is something that where you focus on yourself. Right? Sun is power. So it says, Kala Purushasya Atma is sun. Right? Then he says, Kala Purusha.
Can you again redefine what is Purusha? It's a visualization.
It's a visualization. Like if I want to create a Purusha of this room,
Purusha
this
is the form.
Purusha is a form.
Okay.
This is the head, because
Okay.
here all this teaching is going on. Like then where's the right hand of this, where's the left hand of this, so like that. So you can create a Purusha out of anything.
Purusha is a form.
It's a form.
Okay.
But the form is a functional form,
Okay.
where you derive the function and the meaning from the form.
Okay.
And that is the Upasana. So if you go to different Upanishads, in different Upanishads, the Upasana is done by making that into a Purusha. Right? So, and it's all derived from Purusha Sukta. Purusha Sukta is where it comes from. And Purusha Sukta is a creation hymn, how creation happened. So that is what we are using, right? So now sun is the Atma. So now what is sun? Like if you are in all of your charts, where sun sits, that defines your ego, your sense of ego. Do you have a lot of ego? You have less ego? What is the authority? All of those things. And you can also, do the reverse. Right? When you see somebody who is very authoritative, you can think, okay, his son might be or her son might be in this position. Right? It should not be like one, it should be both ways. You should look and see what it could be, or you can see and predict what it can be. Both ways. It's very important, like you see somebody, you can gauge how they are. And of course, if they are faking it, then it's difficult. But in a very real sense, when you see them, the qualities that is there, you can kind of gauge, okay, a person with authority may have a son in a good place or son strong, right? Like that. Person with a good speech will have another graha in a very strong position, like that. Right? So sun is Atma. It is Jiva, of course, us. It is our ego. It is our sense of self. It's a the meaning of sun is the sense of self. Sun is the self.
Sun is there in almost all places, but where
No,
it
is
is
in every
important.
place,
Right?
not almost all.
Huh?
Every one of us will have sun.
It will have sun,
Ah.
but when you're saying that a person has less or more ego or whatever it is,
Yes.
doesn't it depend on which position that
That's what we are getting to.
Okay.
So Rashi is the Karakatva. Right? What does sun mean?
Yeah.
Bhava in the Rashi will tell you where is the sun sitting.
Uh-huh.
Right? So sun is ego. Rashi will tell you how much ego he has.
Oh, okay.
Right? So we have not come to that starting point.
Okay.
I'm just telling what each one is.
Okay.
Sun is ego.
Okay.
So just
Uh-huh.
right now it's sun is ego.
Okay, understood.
But is it more ego, less ego? What all of those things comes later.
Okay.
Moon is what?
Emotions.
Yeah, moon is emotions. Moon is mind, manas. Moon is emotions. It's a jala tattva, right? It's all our emotional thing is moon. So Kala Purushasya manaha. Chandra is Chandrama manaso jataha in Purusha Sukta is the moon. Right? Your emotions, how you think, right? Your mental character. And that's why whenever you do the puja, they ask for your nakshatra. So all of you know your nakshatras? Everybody. You don't know, right? Oh, because you said there is a.
I don't
you
even know
don't
the
know the
time.
exact time. But no.
Yeah.
Moon is there for it's in one nakshatra of one day, so I can gauge, right? Or we can do a reverse. Look at. I don't know you well, but we can gauge from.
But based on the life events and the personality, we can figure out something, right?
Yeah. We can say, okay, if you say I'm Ashlesha Nakshatra, I say no, I don't think so, right? Like that.
So you want to do the project at the end of the class?
Yeah, we can actually do it. Yeah. So, okay, moon is emotions, manas, how we think, our mental character.
Mm-hmm.
Our mental character is moon. Now, Kala Purushasya, Viryam, Mars is energy, our energy level. Are we high energy, low energy? What is our energy level? What is our Virya? That is, Mars rules the Virya. Among other things, this is just the main thing.
And then bravery
Russia.
also.
Bravery, all of them. You cannot have low energy and bravery. Right? So it's kind of, energy determines everything. Energy is the most important thing. So Mars is the energy. So then you can see, right, if consistently high energy person will have a good Mars. Right?
Uh-huh.
If you see somebody is always like this, not sometimes if people are tired, but if it's always like that, then they have a 2-hour commute, they have been beaten to death, right? Then that is so that Mars. Yeah.
So when you say good or bad, it's determined by the position in the chart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
So we have not come to the positions yet.
Okay.
Right? That is the the meaning of planets is its karakatva. What I am telling you is its karakatva.
correct.
The meaning of Rashi is its bhava. So we have not come to that. Next, we'll go to that next. So that is determined by where your lagna falls. Then everything gets oriented.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So we have done. So Mars is energy. Virya is energy. Buddha is, they say, is vak, your speech, your expression. Buddha is your learning. Buddha, I said, is Buddha, who is the best Buddha? Arjuna, the best student, right? So Buddha is a student. Buddha is also ruled by which avatara? Of course, I don't want to add all those things. We'll come to that later on. So Buddha is vak. Buddha is, think of Buddha as a boy, cheerful, playful, learning, curious. Vamana, correct, right? Vamana is Buddha. So Buddha, the Devata, like for example, if you have a Buddha dosha, Vishnu Sahasranama, of course for everything is Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama chanting is very good if we are in a bad Buddha dasha. Vishnu Sahasranama is, because Vishnu is Vamana. When we say Vishnu, it is Vamana. Vamana is Aditya, so that's what we call Vishnu. We're not talking about Paramatma Rupa, we're talking about Vamana Rupa. Vishnu is Vamana Rupa. So that is, because he is a boy, Buddha. So think of the boy and all the things. A boy is curious, boy is playful, he's always laughing, he's innocent, he is influenceable. Buddha doesn't have its own character. Buddha acts like who he is with. Right? If he is with a dushta graha, he also becomes dushta. Just like a boy. Prabhava, whatever Prabhava determines what is his behavior.
Behavior, okay.
Right? So Buddha is like that. Buddha is vak. Buddha is speech. Mainly for the Kala Purusha, Buddha is his speech. Right? Guru is the Kala Purushasya Jnana, Vidya is his knowledge, his Ananda, to Santosha, all of those things, the higher. So Guru is the best. We'll come to that next after this one. Guru determines the Ananda, the wisdom of Kala Purusha. Shukra determines the pleasure and comfort of Kala Purusha. That means, see, Santosha, Santushti, the inner happiness, Guru rules. Whether you have a big house and you are driving a big car and all of that stuff that is comfortable, and you know the pleasures of life, that is ruled by Shukra. Shukra rules the pleasures. And then Kala Purushasya Pida, suffering, is ruled by Shani. Shani. Right? So that means Shani does he have any grudge against us? No. These are the Daiva that is there. They are now the deities that have, hey son, take this department. You are the one that is ruling according to his karma. The ego part, or it's not just ego part, but all the self part of this life, you rule that. Hey moon, take his daiva, and you are responsible to give and take the mental part of this guy. If it's a mental guy, that means moon is not taking his revenge. It is just telling you that moon has been given a karma where the mental and emotional part is bad. So he's just giving you that. Nobody is against you. They are just doing their job.
So all these are playing on me in different
Everybody.
intensities.
Correct.
Yeah,
Like a mix
correct.
of pain.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, Shani is a Pida, right? So suffering is usually Shani. Right? So that means, so very generally, where these grahas sit,
Correct.
that will show you the focus.
Correct.
Where Guru sits in your chart,
Correct.
that is where your blessing is. The Purva Karma which is coming to you, Jupiter brings the blessings. Whether he has the strength to give you that blessings, or he's so weak that he's not able to give you the blessing, that's all determined by which combinations, where he sits and all of that stuff. But Guru is the Paramasatvika, the best planet in the whole of the nine grahas is Guru, Brihaspati. So where he sits, that is the most important blessing that we come up with. We have that blessing with us. And then there's the concept of drishti and all, we'll come to that. But where he sits is where you have the highest blessing from your Purva Karma in your chart.
So you can have materialistic and guru and all of these simultaneously in play.
Yeah, right.
That's the best part.
Right? We are comfortable. We are also wisdom. We are also very ignorant. All of those things are there, right? So that is it's all simultaneous. What levels and all of that.
So one question. So we said the Lagna is the starting point, and these are the ones which will go in certain position. It cannot be altered.
Your birth, when you were born, it is
Stamp.
yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Nothing.
That's it.
Prarabdha is awakened.
Prarabdha.
Nothing you can do. No, with Purushakara you can do. That's what I'm saying. Whether it's drida, that is That's, if
So
you are very light.
those are the remedial.
Otherwise,
measures.
there is no why you come here for puja.
Okay.
If there is no way to do remedy, then there is no way. There is no sadhana needed.
Okay.
Because when things happen, whether you do something or not, why do anything? Right?
That's right.
So the reason why all these pujas are done is the remedies for adrida karma, drida karma, and drida karma is where your mental makeup and how your perspective, that acceptance, that will happen. Right? So that is so again go back to the karma theory, which will explain you why you need to know all this. Right? We talked about Purva Paksha. that this the Purvaksha is, why should I learn this? And it says, because your Purushakara can affect your Daiva. That is the reason why you need this, so that you can do something about it. If you could not do anything about it, there's no need. We can close the shop and go. Unneeded.
Okay.
Right? So, 7. Then Rudras are there, right? So you have Rahu. Parashara doesn't mention that for Kala Purusha, but again Rahu and Ketu, which is just one person. Rahu rules the Bandhana. Rahu rules Bandhana. Rahu rules Ajnana. So Ajnana, Bandhana, all of those things are ruled by Rahu.
For Kalapusha, what do you use?
Ajnana. Ajnana.
But
So
you said
he has
Kalapurusha.
both Jnana and Ajnana at the same time.
No. Jnana is Jupiter.
No, Kalapusha.
Huh.
As a personality, he will have both Jnana and Ajnana.
Yeah. Like it's mixed, right? We have, yeah. It's like we have not. It's not like we are completely awakened. And we have both. It's a mixture of jnana, jnana. Again, for the ones who is awakened, this is no longer. This has been broken, right? Rahu's spell is broken. Rahu's spell. Rahu and Mohini, they're all together because Mohini created Rahu, right? By cutting off the head of Svarbha. So Rahu has the all the tendencies of Mohini, right? It's moha. It creates moha. It creates all these quick results, lotteries, TikToks, the markets that we are seeing now. All of this, right? Hope that you'll make quick bucks. It doesn't come from Jupiter. Jupiter is Siddha Sarva. He's like, oh, it's okay.
But then the Swarupa you mean, the Swarupa, whatever.
Jiva Swarupa.
Jiva Swarupa.
Ah.
And these influence the Jiva Swarupa, right? Like the tamasic Jiva, they enjoy the Rahu.
Need
Ketu.
not be always. Like I'm
Okay,
saying,
okay.
if there are some good karmas that is coming,
Uh-huh.
even the asuras will have good birth and good situations. And that is why that, Kushastragala Bittarisi, right? Why Shiva's job is to make sure that that person, should be misled. So that is, so if you have Asuri Sampat, you will eventually be misled, right? If you look at the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, full of Asuri Swabhavas, right? Ishwaroham, Aham Bhogi, Siddhoham, Balavan Sukhi, right? What do Asuri Swabhava think? Right? Asatyam Pratishtam Te Jagadavar Anishwaram. Jagat is Anishwara. There is no God. That is an Asura. So that means, so good, like, I'm not saying this, but, I don't know if you know Stephen Dawkins. No, is it Stephen Dawkins? Yeah, Dawkins. No, Dawkins, author. Not the scientist, the author. So he has, he's written a God gene or something with that one. So he's like, evolution explains everything. There's nothing else, that argument. It's a kind of a Charvaka kind of argument. Even though Charvaka is not atheist. Charvaka just say what is this, what senses sense is what there is, nothing above that. But this, so that all of those things are kind of Rahu. That's what Asuri Swabhava. But when we get the Asuri Swabhava, Rahu has, we have not come to the timing of when each one will be Dasha, Bhukti and all of those things. So this is what they are. When they will come, all of that is still there, right? Dasha, that is a whole big thing. But Dasha, Bhukti, all of those things will be when they are rolling and when you will see that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Some things are there from the birth, some things, suddenly happens and stays on, and then, things like that. That's all Dasha, Bhukti. Timing, that's the timing part of how do you time it. So that is again, later on, we'll do. But for now, you need to understand the karakatva of the grahas.
Correct.
Okay? This is aham, the sense of self. This is manas, emotions. Mars is energy. Mercury is vak, your learning ability. Jupiter is your ananda, jnana. Venus is your comfort, sukha. Shani is your pida, pain, suffering. And then Rahu is your ajnana. Rahu is your bandhana. Ketu is what? Ketu is always opposite of Rahu. Rahu and Ketu are not together. They are opposite to each other. Ketu is what? Opposite of Rahu. Ketu is freedom. Ketu is somebody that has let go. Right? Ketu, he says, I don't want anything. So this is let go, this is detachment, that is attachment.
So Ketu can be jnana then? Rahu is ajnana?
So Ketu is very, Rahu is ajnana, definitely ajnana. Ketu is freedom, mainly freedom. It frees you. Right? And Ketu is a little, you have to be, Ketu is a very good thing and a very, very bad thing too. So if you look at the Karakatvas, when you're determining in a Prashna Shastra, like Ketu is a Mula, is the root. Ketu is also Dvaja, in the height. So Ketu has very bad qualities. Ketu also has very good qualities. In the good qualities, he is freedom. He frees us from bandhana. He is opposite of Rahu. Ketu is always opposite of Rahu. So what Rahu stands for, Ketu is completely opposite of what Rahu stands for. That's it.
So if Rahu is Asuri Swabhav, then
Yeah.
is Ketu Daivi?
No, not in that one. Ketu can be sadhu.
Okay.
Ketu can be the person that will not do anything and run away from his duties. So both can be there. Freedom can be good or bad, right? When you are within something, like when Arjuna is fighting and is free, that is a good Ketu. If Arjuna had run away from battlefield, that is a bad Ketu. So that freedom is also good and bad, right? So Rahu and Ketu are the next. It's your attachment, ajnana, and detachment. So wherever your Rahu is in your chart, that is your obsession and that is the reason why you are born. See, Rahu is your desire. See, we are born because of what? I said karma is synonymous with karma, right? If there's no intention, there's no karma. I said activity is not, action is different from activity, right? Action is an activity with an intention. Where is the intent coming? Rahu. Right? So Rahu is your desire. This is like your attachment desire. So let's say we all have, if you look at all your list of all the desires we have today, right, it's always the list of desires that are unmet are always much greater than desires that are met, right? All the time. So in the unmet desire, the highest unmet desire which I want it, that is your Rahu, that which is what brings you to the next point. Because when you have the feeling of I want it, it will bring you back and again for you to try that desire. And until that goes away, you will be coming back again and again for that desire.
But
Like
it's
the
for a
desire
good
to
cause.
learn also can be rough.
No, that is sattvika. So that is not, that is freeing.
Okay.
Rahu is the ajnana, right? So the learning it's all bad
So
learning.
it cannot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad learning.
Yeah.
So if my
Rahu is
intention-
like Rahu is like, I want to do this. Something that is not at the santosha level. Something is at that level of selfish level where you want it very badly. That desire. I mean, if you look at the list of your desires, there's that one desire. That is what Rahu is.
Passion, right?
Passionate desire, selfish, passionate desire. Yes.
Selfish, causing misery or causing
Whatever it is, but whatever is the most dominant desire,
Okay.
that is going to, so you are now determining your Rahu's position in the next birth. Because now what was your highest, like the most passionate selfish desire in the previous birth got you the Rahu now.
Oh.
Your Rahu is telling you this is your desire that was unmet. Because once the desire is met, that's gone. So it doesn't have any power to create the karma for the next. But what was not met and the most dominant one, that is the one represented by Rahu. So you can see Rahu and say, oh, I think in my previous birth I was thinking of this. Or maybe, if you're animals, then maybe when you have the human birth before, that was the desire that was unmet.
So Rahu's current position is What is
your
the
previous daiva, where you know that the most, it's a bondage, right? Your attachment, the most passionate, selfish desire of your previous birth,
Not accomplished.
not of course not have. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's not going to be.
So it's usually malefic. It's not like suffering.
Yeah, it's like your hedonic treadmill, right? So you're running the treadmill and you've not reached it. You are still running.
Yeah.
That running is brought to this
Correct.
manifest.
Right.
So it will tell you, Rahu will tell you, what are you running after in this life?
Uh-huh.
That is a spillover from your previous life.
But you said next birth is also determined by the current position of
Yeah.
Rahu?
No. By your desires now. What desires you have now, the most dominant of it will spill over to your next birth. There is no moksha. I mean, I'm not talking, moksha is very, very rare, but moksha as in freeing from karma, let's say some moksha in a very limited sense. Without Rahu being destroyed. See, there is a dictum in Jyothishya, and this is for worship. It says, Kalau Chandi, even Madhvacharya, he uses that dictum in his this one. What is it called? Not this. I forget the name. In the premise, not the Bhashya, but the other one where Nyaya Sudha is based on. I forget the name. But so that forgetfulness is Shani.
Oh.
Right? So Madhva also quotes this. Kalau Chandi Vinayakau, he says. Kalau Chandi Vinayakau. As the Kali Yuga, we are in Kali Yuga Sandhi. It's not even started properly, right? It's just 5,000 odd years. As the Kali becomes Ghora Kali, like as it is looking like 2026 is that watershed moment where we transform, right? It's everything is going to change. What happens is people go from right knowledge from Guru,
Yeah.
they're going to Rahu.
All right.
And he says, eventually, people are only going to worship quick results. See, Kshudra Devata Puja, you see people doing it, right? Now, all these things they do. Why do they do Kshudra Devata Pujas? Kshudra Deva, which means,
Quick results.
quick results, right? Basically, it means the, Grama Devatas, small deities, right? Kakini, Dakini, Rakini, Kamini. Why they do all these things? Quick results. So that those are very, very, very small deities. But among the bigger deities, quick results are given by Rahu and Ketu, Abhimanis, who Chandi, Durga, Vinayaka. Chandi ruling Rahu, Vinayaka, Ganesha ruling Ketu. So in this world, the quick results come from Durga in Kali Yuga. Durga in the form of Chandi, gives quick results, and then Ganesha gives quick results. So then what the dictum says, Kalau Chandi Vinayakau, says that eventually people will forget everything else. The only thing will be Chandi and Vinayaka Puja. That's all.
Really?
Yeah. No, maybe 10,000 years, I don't know. With AI, I don't know how fast it's going to be.
Yeah.
But still I'm a little confused
Yes.
on Rahu's position. Rahu's
Yeah.
current position is last life's unfulfilled.
Dominant unfulfilled.
Dominant unfulfilled.
Yeah.
Next life's
Rahu position.
Rahu position is based on current desires.
Desire, dominant unfulfilled current desire is your next Rahu.
What determines the current unfulfilled desire? Is it
Desire.
not from the same Rahu?
No.
Then?
No. It's saying what you bring,
Yeah.
but you are creating new desires. Like let's say you had this unfulfilled desire of attaining something, and you attained it now. There are another list of all the desires, right? So I think what you are trying to say is, if it still is unfulfilled even in this birth,
Uh-huh.
that is going to carry.
Stay
Like
carry,
it could be, you bring that, it is still unfulfilled now,
Yeah.
until it goes away,
Mhm.
you are coming back again and again for that same thing. Right?
Because if it's all coming from Ajnana, if Rahu is the only carrier of that,
Yes.
right? So that means whatever but the current desire is also based on Rahu only.
Correct. Which you are coming. So, but you are also creating new desires, right? You are
That
going
new
around.
desire is created by Rahu only, right?
No. New desire is created. New desire is also created. Rahu indicates you because I'm talking about your birth chart. So birth chart is showing you what comes from your previous birth now. So that is your what is the reason for your birth,
Okay.
right? So then the other desires, all the grahas are the desires also, right? I mean they have Icha Shakti. So if you have desire for power, it's coming from Surya Deva, like that. So that is, see, think these are all Chetanas.
Qualities.
They all of them have desire. This guy is the worst of the desires that brings us. See, Guru also has desire, but he wants to learn. It's good.
Yeah.
So those kinds of desires. Shukra has a desire for comfort. Then it's going to.
So if those are unfulfilled, they don't carry over to the next
But
life.
yeah, they will all carry
Oh,
over.
they will all.
Your unfulfilled desires are all carried over.
So
They are
it's
good or
best
bad.
to detach towards the end of life.
See, in the Gita, in Gita Bhashya, so Madhva talks about, will all the desires go away? And then he says, the worst desire is the tongue. Ruchi, without aparoksha, without paroksha, not aparoksha, drishti. Like you have to have, if God comes in front of you, only then the most dominant ones will be extinguished. Without that darshana, you will always have that desire, right? So, and Madhva says that the worst of the one is always the Jala Tattva. So that is the tongue. The tongue has the worst one. Right? So yeah, will we be detached, without sadhana. And
it's so convoluted. The whole.
it is not convoluted.
The
See, initially it all is convoluted, but as you understand more and more, then you get a lot of clarity, right?
So what you're saying is, I had my prarabdha, right? The prarabdha is influencing all these grahas
Positions of all the grahas.
and then
And of them, the
I'm
worst.
trying to burn the prarabdha.
No, you
By
cannot
doing
burn.
By doing I came to this earth because of the prarabdha, right?
Correct.
Mm.
Yes.
So now I'm in the process of nullifying all of those.
Correct.
But in the process of generating more, right?
Correct.
But I can't say, first I'll apply all my wash out net sales losses
said
with,
no. I already asked that
then I'll
question.
That is the exact question that Krishna answers in the Gita.
Okay.
You cannot extinguish like your
You can't distinguish
yeah.
between the
So
two.
that means it is karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So that is the attitude of getting the karma out. By doing the karma, but not having the kama, like not having selfish kama, right? So good kamas are good. You need good kamas, like Jupiter is a good kama, spreading, helping others, learning. All of these desire to remember what Bhima said. Desire is like fundamental.
Yeah.
You need to have good desires, otherwise you will not do good things. So you do bad things for bad desires. You need good things for good desire. So good desires are needed. Otherwise, there is no sadhana. Right? Do a sadhana, you need a desire to do sadhana. Right? That's a good desire. So that is not what Rahu represents. Rahu represents the bad desires that brought you here. That were
But then,
unfulfilled.
then I was born at a certain time
Yeah.
because of all of these, right?
Because of what you did.
What you
Not
did.
because of all of them.
So-
They are
so
just
at
as the
some-
department to give you
At some
back.
point, there is no reset button. There is no, it's like I start fresh.
Sadhana is a requirement, So in the third adhyaya of Brahma Sutra, they go through the Purva Paksha. Why do I need sadhana? So one of the things is, if death is the end, like the Charvakas say, there's no need for sadhana. Whether you do good or bad, you're eventually going to die. And after death, there is nothing else. What is the need for sadhana? So then, Vyasa has to show that no, something survives death. Then when it survives, do you think that the karma is also, the body has the karma, so the body dies, where did the karma? Then, Vyasa will say, no, that is, Sukshma Sharira is the one that takes, your chitta, your all of those things. So, no, okay, then you need, so that karma baggage is taken, right? See, in the Kathopanishad, Yama says, after death, what we carry?
Yeah.
He said, only two things we carry. You don't carry your properties, you don't carry your relationships. All your relationships, everything dies at death.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is cut off. Only two things are taken in Sukshma Sharira. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam.
Oh.
What you have learned, yatha shrutam, what you have learned, yatha karma, what you have done. These are the only two things that come with you after death. Everything else is erased after death. There's no father, there's no kids, nothing. You are all cut off. That is all related to the body, not to the jiva. Right? Everything gets cut off at death. Only two things remain with us: small baggage, no, it was big baggage, karma that we have done, and the learning that we have done. These are the only two things that we carry across.
Can you explain a little bit more on learning? Is it education? Because learning has...
No, not education.
Yes.
Not education.
What is it?
Yeah. So learning is learning of how the guna. Learning is the guna part, like be doing good. What is karma? Those kinds of things, like where we say the self improvement. That kind of vidya.
That is a sadhana and all.
Sadhana is what it is. If I'm an engineer or you're a doctor, that is not a.
So
that is accidental.
The Swarupa is there, right? That is defined, correct? My limitation, my gunas, all that is this one. So this whole journey is to understand what I am. Is that?
What I teach is to understand your karma and sadhana. I don't teach. I don't say whether you're going to get Dana Yoga. That's not what. No. What I'm saying is, why is Jyothishya important? Jyothishya is important to understand you.
Correct.
Right? Understanding you is sadhana.
The limitation,
And how to get out of that limitation
Correct.
and your tendencies, what is your karma. So understanding this, see, the first thing to conquering something is what?
Knowing more.
Being aware of that.
Yeah.
Right? Jataka is giving you the awareness of what is that you bring,
Correct.
that you might be blind to because it's so near to you. It's like the fish doesn't know it's in water because it's everywhere, right? So like that, it's the karma is already there and it's you. So unless somebody tells you or some chart is showing you, you don't know what it is.
Correct.
Right? That's very
So
important.
Sunil came now after so many years.
I don't know what karma it is, but right? So now this is right. Rahu is your most dominant desire that brings you to this world. That's your most dominant desire. Ketu is that which can free you, let go. And then the dictum that it's there in the Shastras, Kalau Chandi Vinayaka. So if you have a Rahu dosha, they say, Chandi Puja must be, Durga Puja, that is what? That's Rahu. That's for Rahu.
So one question is,
Yes.
since Parashara said that Rahu and Ketu are not considered for his calculation.
No, he didn't say not considered. He only gives this 7, but 2 of them are also there. Rahu and Ketu, he also, no, it's there in Bharat Parashara. Yeah, but in the Kala Purusha is not shown it, right? Because this is kind of outside. These are outsiders. For these are insiders. They are called outsiders. Right? He is a Chandala. This is a Chandala. He was outside the society. He lives outside the society. Right? So we'll learn more about this.
Out of this 7 plus 2 planets, I think that chronologically, if you see that, what is the impact of Rahu and Ketu over imposes the 7 planets, or is it that if these 7 planets are still good but these 2 are bad, how does the balance happen?
So let's look at good and bad. Okay, good segue to that. So that is one, right? So Karakatva, you're clear about Karakatvas. Self, manas, emotions,
Yeah.
energy, and all of that. Right? So now let's look at the triguna. Right? So how many gunas are there? I said triguna. Triguna. What are those? Sattva, rajas, tamas. Right? So now sattva, we have rajas, tamas. Okay. If you have a lot of desires, which guna is that?
Tamas.
Tamas, it's asuric, it is, manahara desires, that is tamas, right? Rajasic, right? I want to make money, I want to do this, that is all rajas. This is, destructive desire, this is very destructive, tamas. Now the 9 grahas are divided among 3 gunas. Very important concept to know. In your chart, where is the sattva operating? Where is the rajas operating? Where is the tamas operating? You have to know. That's very critical. Okay. So, what is the sattvic among these 9? Just give me your guess.
Guru.
Parama sattvika, right? Guru is the most sattvic. Guru is the blessing that Guru gives, nobody else can give. That is how Guru is. Guru is very important. Where he is, where he sees, it's very good. Even if he is powerless, he will not harm you. He will not do too much of good because he doesn't have the ability to do it. But still, Guru is the one, the most important Guru. Jupiter. What else you can think of?
Buddha.
The boy, right? Boy will have,
He gets kind of.
he wants toys, right? Buddha is Rajas.
Moon,
Right? So let's say this Mercury is here.
moon will go
Ah.
there because Manas.
Right? So there is Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. That mantra that embeds the Sattvika. Hari is Jupiter, Rama is Surya Deva, Krishna is Chandra Deva. So Jupiter, Sun, and Moon.
Can you say that again?
No,
No, the Hare Krishna mantra.
Oh,
That ISKCON has it, but it's a Mahamantra. So Hari, Rama, Krishna.
oh.
So that the 3. So that is Guru, Surya, Chandra. Satvika, which is the Paramasattvika. So Paramasattvika among them is Jupiter. Jupiter is the Paramasattvika. Guru is also Sattvika. Also Sattvika. But he is a Krura Sattvika. What does that mean? Krura Sattvika. See, Chandra is Saumya Sattvika. Guru is Ati Saumya Sattvika. Surya Deva is Kraurya Sattvika. Krura Graha. Sattvika, but Krura. So what is the explanation that he says? See,
Which is in the strong.
Sun is the Karaka of Pitru, Pita, father. Moon is the Karaka of mother,
Oh.
father and mother. So, father is what? Taken care by being strict. Spank, which I don't know you can do now, but strictness. Mother is indulgence, right? Mother is more nurturing, a lot of saumyatva. But both father and mother have the most good intentions for the kid. But father is heat, like Surya Deva. Mother is ahlada, like Chandra Deva, Saumya. So, Krura means not bad. Krura means it is stern. It's a more disciplined way, stern way. But they are not against you. It is a disciplined way of nurturing, right? A disciplined way of bringing up, having good intention. That is Surya Deva. So, this all goes back to the Taittiriya Upanishad. What is it? Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So, Mata, Pita, Acharya, these are the tripods of Sattva. Right? So, Mata, Pita, Guru. Mata, Pita, Guru. These are the guidance, good things in our life. Generally, when you can have a bad father also, a bad mother, bad guru, but generally, our tripod of stability and nurture, it is Mata, Pita, Guru. These are the three. So they are Sattva. Among these three, Jupiter is highest Sattva. Sun is the Kraurya Sattva, Kraurya Guru. Kraurya Sattva. Moon is Saumya Sattva. Right? So you have to understand. Sometimes punishment is good for you. Right? That kind of punishment is Surya Deva. But it's Sattvika. It's a teaching a good lesson. So it is very important you understand this. Right? So this is 3 over. What? Rajas, we have Buddha is one.
Shukra.
Mars.
Shukra. No, not Mars. Shukra. Right? Who said Shukra? Somebody said Shukra. Yes. So Shukra. Shukra comforts, pleasure, good food. Shukra is very refined. Very, very refined. So all the good taste, art, all of those things, that's Rajasic, is Shukra. So Buddha and Shukra are Rajasic grahas. They drive you to act. They drive you to do things. Right? And Tamas, the rest, Mars, Kuja. Kuja is violent Tamas. Right? Shani. Oh, wait a minute. Shani is Saturn, is depressed Tamas. You understand the difference, right? Mars is violent Tamas. Shani is depressed Tamas. Rahu is Ghora Tamas. Ajnana, all these worst things, that is Rahu. And Ketu is detached Tamas. But he can also be good. But in Ketu is detachment, bad detachment in the Tamas. So now you can see.
They are not evenly distributed. 3 to 4.
3 to 4. So it's, Sattva is 3, Guru, Parama Saumya. This one is Kraurya Sattva, Saumya Sattva, Chandra. Right? These are the 3 good. Buddha and Shukra, they are Rajo grahas, and Kuja, Shani, Rahu, Ketu is Tamo grahas. Right? So it means where these guys are, they bring suffering. They bring suffering. So, especially they bring violence and depression, and ajnana, and all of those things come from tamas. So now you know the karakatva, and now you know the gunas of these. These are very important to know. Karakatva of grahas, what they stand for, and their gunas, what they are, right? What guna they have, because that is what we have.
Can you repeat that, Rajas? What do they bring?
Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna samudbhavam in Gita. Right?
Okay.
Trishna means what? Thirst. Want it, I want something. That wanting is. So that's Trishna, means that wanting comes from these 2 class. So you can think of this as Mercury is business, economics, all of these things is Mercury. Business, Vanijya Karaka. Vanijya Karaka. Shukra is more of course, when Shukra is also, like if you look at Tula Lagna, Tula is business, is ruled by Shukra. But Venus is also pleasure seeking, those kinds of things are Venus. So these are all Trishna. Trishna means they're wanting.
Wanting, okay.
Yeah.
Desires.
Very high desires. But they're not destructive desires, not at this level. Mercury and Venus are not destructive desires. But Mars is violent desires. Like there's a lot of violence, right? Shani is very depressive desire. Rahu is like worst, right? See, Rahu, so if you want to understand Rahu and Ketu, so if you look at this, right? So let's say this is, Rahu is breaking the boundary. Ketu is inward looking. So if you look, Rahu is outside. So in the Kathopanishad, there is one mantra, where it says Avritta Chakshu, no, it says, forget. Avritta Chakshuhu Amritatvam Ichcham. That means, Paranchi Khani Vyatrinat Swayambhu Tasmat Parak Pashyati Na Antaratman Kaschid Dhiraha Pratyagatmanam Aikshat Avritta Chakshuhu Amritatvam Ichcham. Says God has designed this body in such a way that the senses are always outward looking and therefore everybody is pursuing outward. Only few of them turn their eyes inwards. Amritatvam Icchan, desiring. This is that Amritatva, immortality, the desire immortality. That is Guru desire. Right? So that outward desire, outward taking desire is of course big time this guy. That's one. And of course these. Okay? Any questions so far?
And all of us have a mix of these three.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
in-
I mean, these are the pawns, right? They're all there, but in different positions.
Correct.
So what they are doing is different. That's it.
And every word, one of these are predominant than the other, or
It might, again, it depends what you're generating now,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Now, this is yatha shrutam. Now you have understood something. Again, you have not learned something. Impact of learning is in understanding. So you can learn and then go and forget. But that is not yatha shrutam. Yatha shrutam is what has impacted you, that the learning that has changed your attitude and your understanding of the world. That when it changes the understanding of the world, then that is the shrutam that you are taking. Right? Which is a good thing. It's a good baggage to take. The bad baggage to take is all the bad things that we have done and the desires that are unfulfilled that we are carrying. That is what is. All these are that. Even Surya can be bad in the sense that ego, durahankara, lot of ego, authority, and all those things. It's also there, but generally his sun is good. Moon can be fickle-minded. Right? Moon, very fickle-minded person. That's a bad quality of moon. Right? But very giving, that is a good quality of mind. Right? So then later on we'll look at we'll take at each graha, positive and negative.
Correct.
So Shani is positive. Shani is very positive. But what are the positive qualities? Shani, so always when the graha is strong, the graha's positive comes up. When the graha is weak, the graha's negative comes up. Right? So that is very important to understand. But again, these are all like one by one you have to study, otherwise
Correct.
it will be confusing. So
Could you repeat that? What brings out the positivity and negativity?
it's strength. It's strength we have to see, because until we do the
The grahas.
bhava and all of that stuff, we'll know. So generally, I'll give you an example. For example, when Rahu is, let's take, we have been criticizing Rahu. But again, Rahu is was created for us. He's also he's somebody that have been given that department of Ajnana, right? So remember, this is one question I want to ask. So in our upasana, do we do asura upasana?
No.
We don't do asura upasana. But this guy, isn't Rahu, don't you do Rahu upasana? We do Rahu, Rahu upasana we do, right? Of course, if you do Durga upasana or Chandi and all, that's different. But Rahu also, Rahave Ketave Namaha, the Graha Stotra and all of that you say. But how can you say Rahu Namaha? Rahave Namaha. So before, even in the Asura there is a Devata, that is, so they call it Ketu Devatas. So there is no worship of Asuras. There is no worship of Asuras. And Nirrati, there's a Graha, there is a Devata called Nirrati, the Devata of chaos. That's not Asura, it's Asuric, but it's still Devata. The Devata that holds the position of chaos, creating chaos. Right? It rules your southwest corner of your house. So that's Nirrati. Right? So like that, do not ever confuse, even if somebody tells that means that is that Guru that you need to be away from. There is no Asura Upasana. Daiva Upasana is the only thing. Devata Upasana is the only thing. There is no Asura Upasana. Even Kshudra Devata Upasana is also not there. You should never do that. Because Kshutra Devata means, those small deities.
Oh.
Dakini, Kamini, Kakini, and this what is that called? The Kshetrapalaka Devatas. So they are not the main deities. Grama Devatas and all that. They are not main deities. They are just there in the place or in this one. But they cannot supersede Vishnu Upasana. They are for infinity and they are greater than us. That's it. There's nothing else other than that. So yes, but they give quick results. So people always fall for quick results. You need quick impact, right? So which devatas give? All these Kshutra devatas give. But among these deities, Durga, if you want quick result, Durga, Ganesha. Even Shiva is also quick, but not like Ganesha. Ganesha is very quick. It is called even in Tantrasara, Madhva writes Kshipra Prasada Upasana. So that's a Kshipra Prasada. There's a Rupa of Ganesha which is quick giving. So that is the kind of upasanas that is Satvika. Even under quick, that is the Satvika quick. Especially Durga, because Durga is the ultimate deity, right? Shri Bhu Durga. So it's a three Rupa of Lakshmi. So that is a good one to do. But again, we all fall for quick upasanas, but its quick fix is always short-term fix. That's it. Eventually, you are going to get back again and again. So if you want the real fix, what do you have to do?
Vishnu.
Paramatma. Krishna. Krishna is there. Paramatma. Or the higher deities. Who are the higher deities? Pranadeva. So, see, you cannot, the concept is, you have to worship through a medium. That is, you cannot just say, oh, I directly worship. No, you cannot directly worship. So, you're worshipping God through a pratika. It could be a physical idol, metal, it could be a natural phenomenon, it could be any of those things. It could be within the fire, it could be in the sun. So all of these things, right? But then, if you go to higher pratikas, right? When we do the puja, what we say, Bharati Ramana Mukhya Pranantargata. So that is, he is the medium in which Vishnu is there, and I worship Vishnu not directly, but through him, the medium. Prana is the medium, highest medium, prana. But he is also Shuddha Sattvika, like Brahma. Shiva is also medium. Shiva Upasana, like some of them do not consider Shiva Upasana, right? There's a lot of Shiva Vaishnava thing. But Shiva is the higher one, because she is Mano Abhimani Devata, right? Shiva is the one. See, there's a shloka that says, Arogyam Bhaskarad Ichet, Dhanam Ichet, Hutashanat, Jnanam Maheshwarad Ichet, Moksham Ichet, Janardanat. That means if you want health, Surya will give you the health, right? His self, Surya Deva. And Surya is, what does Surya love? Namaskara Priyo Hi Surya. Surya Namaskara. You worship Surya through Surya Namaskara, you will get health, is the dictum. You want money? Go to Agni. Agni is the Hutashana. He is the one that gives you. He brings Lakshmi. Do you know Shri Sukta?
Yeah.
What does it say? What does Shri Sukta? Come on, you should know. I mean, I've seen you all here, so I thought that you probably know. I'll have a crowd that is too. I cannot make mistakes here. Now anything will go, right?
We recite it, but we don't know the meaning.
Hey, you said that there is no preliminary knowledge required, right?
Jyothishya knowledge. I didn't say, this one you should know. Shri Sukta is Hiranyavardham, Harinim, Suvarna Rajatasrajam, Chandram, Hiranmaim, Lakshmim, Jata Vedo Ma'ava. Jata Veda is who? Fire. So the Shri Sukta is a prayer to the fire to bring Lakshmi. Sampat is through fire. If you want Sampat, go to fire. Jnanam Maheshwaradichi. If you want knowledge, go to Shiva. Shiva is the gives knowledge. He's the one that's Manokaraka, right? He's Ankarakaraka, he's Manokaraka. So he is the one that gives you the right knowledge. Without Shiva, you will not have the right path. You will be going towards this guy. Shiva takes you to this guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So Shiva is the jnana, right? He gives you the jnana. Moksha michyat Janardana. If you want moksha, Vasudeva. So that means all of these things, the Karakatvas are there. Each one is ruling something. So that is all the departments.
So you mentioned one thing that you have to have a media like a deity or whatever.
I was talking about the media, right?
Yeah.
So these are all the deities. So the worship has to be through a medium.
Correct.
Shiva is a medium. You can worship Shiva, and within Shiva there is Paramatma.
Correct.
So worship of Shiva. So they are called Parivara Devatas. So all these deities. So these are higher deities.
Correct.
That means if you you have Panchabhuta, Panchatanmatra. So if you go to Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. So now Manokaraka, Manas is ruled by, your desire is ruled by who? You know who your desire is ruled by? Which Devata?
You just now mentioned.
Desire, no, not Graha. Devata, I'm talking about Devata. Which Devata rules? I mean the name itself.
Kamdev.
No. Huh?
Kamdev.
Kama, correct. Yeah, the name itself is Kama. So Kama rules Kama. And he rules the Manas. Right? Indra rules the Manas. So I mean, each faculty will have multiple functions, right? So there's functionality and there's a Devata for that functionality. Kama is also who? See, Kama has this special distinction of being born to all of them. Kama is also Vishnu's son. What is it, his name? Huh?
Kantupita, they call it. Kantupita.
No, Aniruddha. Krishna's son. Right? He's also Brahma's son. Sanat Kumara is Kama. He's Shiva's son. Kartikeya is Kama. And he is in Ramayana who? Bharata.
Oh.
Sudarshana Chakra is Kamadeva. Sudarshana Chakra is Kartikeya. So that is previous to creation. I mean, all the Devatas have different births. So he's born as Aniruddha, he's born as Sanat Kumara, he's born as Kartikeya, he's Kama. Right? So, but he's the Lord of mind. So, Kama, desires, right? So, all the Sankalpa comes from Kamadeva. So, like Indra. So, if you look at the higher faculties, you have Manas, Buddhi. Right? Buddhi is ruled by who? Kenopanishad. There's the story where all the Devatas get confused, right? They see somebody that is like a Yaksha, and they don't understand. Like there's a Deva Asura war. Devas win that war, and they say Asmakam eva mahima. We are the greatest. It's our power that we won. So for a little while they lose their jnana. Right? All of the Devatas can have Asura Avesha. There's an Asura, all of them can have Asura Avesha. Then suddenly there's a counter thing that happens to correct that. Devatas will not have for a long time. It's all fraction, very fraction of time they'll have that. So there's a Yaksha that comes, and then they don't understand who is this Yaksha. I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. Hey Agni, go find out who it is. Indra sends Agni. Agni goes, who are you? And the Yaksha says, I'll tell you, but tell me what is your power first. He says, I will burn anything in this world, in the universe I can burn. That's my power. Then let's give a blade of grass and then burn this grass, blade of grass. Agni is using all power, the grass is, nothing happens to grass. Then he says, okay, go. And he'll come depressed. Then Vayu goes, this is Nasikya Vayu, not Prana Vayu, Nasikya Vayu, the lower Vayu. He goes, and then he says, what is your strength? I can blow away anything. I'm very strong. Okay, blow this blade of grass away. Nothing. Hurricane, force wind, nothing will happen to the blade of grass. They also go away. Then finally, Indra, I should go. I should go and find out. But when Indra is about to go, that Yaksha goes away. That's Paramatma. In the form of Yaksha he comes. And then it says, Uma Haimavati is going in the sky. Parvati is going in the sky. And then she comes down to Indra. And she tells him, this is Paramatma, he came to teach you the lesson. It is not your power, it is his power that manifested through you. Because without that, even the blade of grass you cannot burn or blow away. You have no independent strength, independent of Paramatma.
Okay.
So Uma Haimavati becomes Indra's guru. Uma Haimavati is the lord of Buddhi, right? Uma. Parvati rules Buddhi. Our discrimination is from Uma Haimavati, Parvati. Then Ahankara is ruled by, who are the big deities? Shiva rules Ahankara. Ahankara Abhimani Devata. Shiva, Garuda, Shesha. These three. The tripod of Ahankara is Shiva, Garuda, Shesha. So these deities, you cannot confuse them. They are very, very above. Indra get confused. The lower deities can get confused. Shiva, Shesha, they are very high. Again, in our body, they are representing our Ahankara. Right? It's there. So higher the faculty they rule, the higher the strength, and it is difficult to corrupt them. Right? See, the sense is ruled by the devatas. Right? For example, tongue is ruled by Varuna. You can taste good, you can taste bad, you can have a bad taste. That means you can be corrupted. The hands are ruled by Indra Deva. You can do bad things. So Indra can be corrupted. So as you go up and up, Pancha Bhuta, Pancha Tanmatra, Pancha Indriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, all of these, all the devatas that rule, they can be corrupted. And therefore, Surya can be corrupted. So we see good and bad. This is in the Upanishad, the story says. Chandra can be corrupted. So we hear his, the Chandra is also rules the Dik, right? All the Dik. So Chandra can, that means we hear good and bad. We taste good and bad. We speak good and bad. So everywhere there is good and bad, that deity you cannot use as a medium because they are also confused, but not like us. So you need to have the highest idol through which you can actually go to. The most pure idol here is this one, fire. But if you are really looking for that media, Mukhya Prana. So in that it says, in the Upanishad story, it says that Asura, they had an Asura Avesha for all the Devatas. And that is the reason why we see bad, Surya got his Avesha, we see bad, we see good, we speak bad, we speak good, because Agni had Asura Avesha, right? We think bad, we think good. Chandradeva had Asura Avesha, all the Devatas had Asura Avesha. Then all the Asuras tried to have the Avesha in Mukhya Prana. Then it says, just like a ball of clay, when you throw against a rock, it gets destroyed. All the Asuras were destroyed because Mukhya Prana cannot be corrupted. Right? So he is the highest medium. That is there in the Upanishad. Right? So that is what you need to have.
Who is in the highest medium? Shiva.
Paramatma.
No, Mukhya Prana. Prana.
So what is the physical?
Prana, Hanuman. Right? Hanuman is the avatar. Prana Deva.
Pranadeva.
Pranadeva.
So my question would be then, why don't we just pray to the Paramatma
Why do you
itself?
need middlemen, right?
Huh?
No, it's
Why do you need all these?
Correct.
No, you have to be led. Why do you need a guru then? You can read books and you can do all of these things. You cannot. You need somebody that leads you. Like you need somebody that has already experienced to tell you. You cannot figure out everything by yourself.
Okay.
What is the measure that what you know is the right thing? Right? So you need guidance. The medium is the guidance. Right? That's
So
the,
all the other devatas are the guidance to that Param.
exactly. All the other devatas are guidance.
Your boss, his boss, his boss. His
Yeah,
boss.
yeah.
The big boss is there.
Yeah, big
The
boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the big. I have not seen the Indian big boss, but it's been a lot. Right. So that's very, very important to understand that. Right?
Yeah, that's
Upasana, and that is the same thing when you do meditation. What is your focus? They say
The
Breathe.
breath.
that's prana.
Oh, okay.
That's the highest focus. You cannot focus on any. You can focus on anything else, but the biggest focus is what? On your breath.
Uh-huh.
That's that in meditation. Prana deva. Your prana upasana as a medium is your breath. Your medium is your breath. Your focus is on the breath. Right? Breath is the key that separates everything out. And that's right.
And the way we choose the devata to do our prarthana or puja is
Yes.
also depends on our chart.
Correct. That's ishta. What you like.
Yeah, they
What
say
kind
like,
of?
so from birth, as we grow, we detach from our parents' influence, and then
Yes.
we become our
Yeah,
own.
there's
actually.
some form that you'd like. For example, I like Krishna, but I really like Narasimha. So what graha would be looking at that? What do you think? Narasimha.
Mars.
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 So that means there's a Mars drishti which is there. Mars drishti is there. So I like Narasimha.
But is it also, will you also say the Kuladevata, right? I mean,
Our
from
Kuladevata is Srinivasa. I mean, that is Kuladevata is we were born into.
okay.
It's
It
not, you
doesn't
don't
mean
choose
that we
it.
have to be following that Devata.
That we'll come to that point. You remind me. You make a note. Right? There are what deities are there, right? There's Ishta Devata, Kula Devata, Grama Devata, Kshetrapalaka Devata. They're all there, and I'll explain to you what each one represents. Huh?
Taratamya. There are.
No. These are the deities. So Kula Devata is the Devata that is responsible for your Kula's Kshema,
Uh-huh.
your family lineage,
Correct.
right? So that is the first one you need to go to.
Uh-huh.
Like which department, like saying, which
Right,
department. So which department you need to go to when there is a Kula problem. Then a Kula, there's no Shanti in the house.
Uh-huh.
Everybody in the family are fighting. Kula Devata is the key. Go to Tirupati, right? Or if you're, Grama Devata, the place is always, people are fighting, and you are in Malleshwaram, Bangalore. Kadu Mallesha, he's a Grama Devata there.
Uh-huh.
Go to Grama. Or Banshankari. Banshankari is there. If you are in Banshankari, then that is the, Banshankari is your Grama Devi. Right? So she protects the place. So they had, in the previous times, they had this annual ritual of Grama Devata.
Correct.
So wherever you are, I think in Udupi side,
Yeah, we
they
have
still,
it.
you go
We still
back.
have it, yeah.
But our side and all is gone, right? It's like, for us, we are from Maharashtra side. Right? We call it Deshastha, they say.
Hmm.
My family side is from Sholapura. And then my wife's is from Tuljapura. So Tuljapura Bhavani. So after our marriage and all, and when she got to know about the concept of Kula Devata and all of that, especially Grama Devata, so then they started going to Tuljapur Bhavani, visit at least once a year or sometime. That's a good thing to do. So in Udupi and all is there, but other side that is gone. So that Kula Devata, where Kula Devata, Grama Devata, the annual ritual and all of that, it's all for the good of the place, good of the family,
Mm-hmm.
for peace of mind. That is all, these are all responsible for that. Just go do it for those things is what,
Okay.
that's how it is done. But I'll do that later on when we come to that. But note that one, and I'll tell you how to do it. The second house is connected to Kuladevata, things like
Okay.
that.
Actually, you may be surprised. Bali follows very well this Kula Devatas, Grama Devatas.
Which one?
Bali.
Oh, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Like 87% Hindus. They
Yes.
follow. You go there, you see so many temples in
Yeah.
the house and in the village, in the community. And
Yeah.
they have it.
Yeah.
Even lot of them learn Sanskrit They're very good at
No, why are we telling about this? Why we are not doing is important. That they are doing is right. So that is very important. See, I don't know if you know, there's a good friend of mine. She used to live here, Sahana Singh. Singh is she married a Rajput, but she is Kannadiga. So she's a very good, very big writer. She's an influencer. So and she's also the Madhva. And when we became friends, and she used to come to Woodlands and all, she attend the class. So one of the things in one of the classes, Gita classes, and I talked about Kuladevata. And when I talked about Kuladevata, I was asking everybody, do you know who your Kuladevata is? Do you know who your Grama Devata is? That is the point. The point is, who is your Grama Devata? And you don't know, right? And if you are, how many of you know where your people migrated from? Right? It's the keepers of the knowledge are all gone, and nobody was interested to know. And I don't know which, we are Rig, we have the Rig Sampradaya, but I don't know which Shaka, nothing, because after my grandfather, nobody wanted to know, so nobody told me, right? So like that. So then
Is
she's
there a way to figure it out? Track it? Or?
No, I mean Grama Devata is very difficult.
It's
So
a lost
she was
knowledge.
like, she's like her husband. So they are Rajputs. So they are in Rajasthan. I think they have like bards that have family records and all of that. So oh no, I need to know my husband's Grama Devata, what it is, and so then they went to Rajasthan, and I think when she went to India, they went to Rajasthan, and they looked at who is this one and what the records showed. Finally, it's some Devi in Rajasthan, right? And then they went and visited that Devi and then offered worship in that temple. Some Devi, I forgot what the name is. I mean, if you go search on Google, Sahana Singh, Grama Devata, it's a very popular article. There's thousands and thousands of likes, comments on that. Where then she found out, she connected back to the Grama Devata of her husband's family, it's her family that she is married into now. And they got connected into it, and she talks about how that changed things. I think she is writing a new book where she talks about all these things, all these devatas. And it was a topic when I was teaching Gita. It's these, Kula Devata for Kula Kshema Sukha Shanti, peace of mind for the family, Kula Devata. And then the place, Grama Devata, right? And then there is a lot of other devatas, that Guru Devata is there. So those, and Grama Devata are very important also. If you are from Malleshwaram, Bangalore, go Kadu Mallesha. Kadu Mallesha was, who established that? Marathas. So I didn't know the history. Marathas established that in the forest. It's a Kadu, right? Kadu Mallesha. So that was the. So there's a lot of history in and around Bangalore itself. Of course, if you go back, in different cities and of course Udupi and all. But where it connects to a long time, long ago, with a lot of history. The thing is, we don't care about history, right? We don't value our history, and so they're in front of us. We don't know that.
When you're mentioning this, I remember something. It's very sad, but they have called in North Karnataka, where I come from.
Yeah.
They call them Halavaru, means people who tell. So they used to come once or twice a year,
yes,
and stand up and tell about your
family.
And then we're supposed to give them, like whatever grains.
Yeah,
and so.
yeah.
So when they used to come, sometimes we used to lock the door and never open. Oh, these people will stand for 2-3 hours and ruin our time.
Yeah.
We don't have time for this. So if they're coming to your house, that day you stay in the house.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, ignorance. Not
See, that's the thing.
knowing.
So, see, everything needs
Yeah,
an environment, an ecosystem where there has to be a money to it, right? If there's no money, then it will vanish. So when people at that time, when these kinds of bards, they would come, they would have the family records and they would give something. So you maintained that tradition. But then suddenly, after all this education, we're like, oh, they are these kinds of people. They don't have a way of livelihood.
Correct.
So when there's no livelihood, that will vanish,
Eventually,
right?
right.
So if you want something, pay for that, and we will see that Vyaya is there. If you want something, pay for it, because when you pay for it, it becomes a livelihood for that person. They will sustain it, right? That's very important. So you have to pay for what you want to be, what you want to stay. It needs to be. You need to support it. You need to support it to stay.
So Gram Devata would be where your family originated, that place. So
Some-
even our children, if
in
they
the
are born
generations.
here,
Yeah. No. They still connect to your Indian thing, right?
The
So
roots.
the roots.
roots. And there is some, there is for generations you've stayed there. That and then there's worship that's done in that place.
So basically, if we go back and find where our fields and all of we own, that probably Gram Devata. would
Yeah,
be
the Grama Devata would be where your family has come. And another next alternative is there are temples in, I don't know where you are from, but if there will be, again you have to look at the history. There will be some temple there that was actually a Grama Devata, decades ago. And then now it is just some temple, or now in ruins. You never know what has happened. But say in Bangalore, I can recall, Kado Malaysia, that's very, very old and very famous, Banshankari temple. So these are all old temples. They were all. Huh?
Gavi Gangadhareshwara.
Gavi Gangadhareshwara. Gavi Gangadhareshwara is not a Grama Devata, but yeah, it's my favorite. And all the Madhvas go there. It's there's a connection between me and Gavi Gangadhareshwara.
So even if we are here, you are saying that by worshipping the Grama Devata from where you are
No, you have to go
originated or where your roots are, the fruit of that will be
Definitely.
Okay.
You need to read her article.
Okay.
Read her article. Sahana Singh, Grama Devata.
Okay.
Yeah. Some Devi it is. I
That's
forget.
all right.
Yeah. It's,
Just one question. So
Yeah.
once a girl gets married,
You
her
marry
Grama
into
Devata
of
becomes
the
the husband's.
family. Yes.
Till
yes.
she's not married, her Grama Devata can
Is
be
is your
parent-
mother's place.
parent,
Yeah, parents.
maternal,
Yeah.
maternal. Okay.
She's trying to figure out whether to come to my village or to go to her.
I go to both.
That even better.
Okay, every time. It's like 2 day trips.
Yeah. But always, like when you are in India, just visit that, especially the temple that's a Grama Devata temple in your area. Very, very important. If you can, even better if you can go to your original Grama
Yeah.
Devata. So that is.
I think, that is where then the Kuladevata will come, right? Original
No,
meaning.
Kuladevata is, for example, Kuladevata could be our Kuladevata Srinivasa,
Right.
Tirupati.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of Kuladevatas are Tirupati is there.
Yeah.
I mean, depending if you are Bhavani is the Kuladevata, then go to whichever Bhavani that is Kuladevata.
Okay.
Again, there is male and female god also in Kuladeva.
There's male.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bhavani, right? Bhavani is being.
No, I know,
Bhavani is
but
the-
there has to be only one for each family, right? Kuladevata. Ah.
Yeah.
It can be either of them.
No, family lineage is what I'm talking about. Your family lineage could be Bhavani is
Sure.
Kuladevata.
Sure.
Yeah, but for us it's Srinivasa.
Srinivasa.
So that is different.
That's right.
So that Srinivasa will remain
Correct.
for generations. It
Correct.
doesn't matter whether my kids are born here or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Our Kuladevata, our Kula is always maintained by Srinivasa.
Srinivasa. Okay.
Right? Okay. What I don't know what the time is now.
120.
120.
120.
You
See,
want
I-
the chart,
I-
like, you want to increase the chart?
Yeah, let's do that because I told you to bring the chart, and if I don't do it, then you'll be. So let's look at the chart. Let's focus on where the Rahu is. Right? Let's look at it. And hopefully because you printed the chart, then there will be a lagna, everything will be there. So I'll know the bhava and all that. So let's look at that. So the two things needed is which bhava Rahu is, which Rashi Rahu is. This Rashi is just where which house, what resources he has. Bhava is the meaning of the Rashi. Right? So we'll see that. Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Yeah. So
No, it's my daughter's life.
okay, whatever. As long as you know that person. Otherwise, if you don't know somebody, and then what is there's no meaning to it. Right? It's I'll tell something. You cannot tally.
You want to see this or not?
Yeah. I want you to read it in the sense,
I
yeah.
can do.
I don't know how.
I know the house.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know the houses as well.
Okay. See, it's a Lagna is Rishabha Lagna with moon in there. Okay. Mesha, Rishabha, second house. It starts from here. This is the first house. This is Mesha.
Okay.
This is Rishabha.
Uh-huh.
So Rishabha, first house, moon is there. And Rishabha is where moon loves, and she is Kritika Nakshatra. Right? Moon loves Rishabha. So moon is very strong. She is very lunar in her thing. Moon, she will have all moon qualities. Emotions, very good emotions. People like she can sit and people will gather around her. That is a quality that moon will bring. It will be very pronounced. Right? And then let's look at, I was wanting to see Rahu. Rahu and Mercury. Right? It's in Kataka Rashi, right? So you see that. So Rahu is in Kataka Rashi. Kataka, again we have not done Bhava. Kataka, when you do the Purusha of Rashi, Kataka is your heart. Right? And it's ruled by moon. Again, we'll do all of that in the next class, but see, Kataka, Rahu in Kataka. Is Rahu good with emotions? It's not good with
No.
emotions. So that means Rahu here, there will be, and it's Buddha is also there. Buddha is what? What is Buddha? I said Buddha is what? It could be vak, voice, speech, could be buddhi, decision making. So now Rahu is eclipse. See, Rahu is what? A shadow. Rahu is a shadow. I don't. Do you want all this in on camera?
Okay, you can turn it off.